All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another episode of Damian Gary Realty Group. Today, we're going to be talking about selling your home here in Southern California. So go ahead, sit back, relax, grab your refreshments and your notepad, and let's go ahead and get to work. So, as we all know, selling your home in California it can be a daunting task. Selling your home anywhere in the U.S. is going to be just a daunting task, especially for those of you that you don't sell homes for your career. That's not your business, so it is what it is. But for someone like myself, I'm going to tell you that today the pros and cons of selling your house here in Southern California. So let's go ahead and get to work. And also, if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Go ahead and click the like button and go ahead and leave a comment if you feel it to. Also, you might have somebody that is selling their home here in California and they just don't know, and maybe they're a FSBO, which is a for sale by owner, and they just are getting beat up by realtors and investors calling them, lowballing them. If that's the case, go ahead and send them this video and hopefully, I can go ahead and help them. So, pros and cons, 5 pros and cons for today, okay? So, number one pro here is going to be a seller's market. Very simple, seller's market. So high demand for homes here in Southern California is a thing, okay? Which means, once again, you will have multiple offers as long, let me clarify here, as long as you price the home correctly. I cannot tell you how many times and how many videos that I've had to say this, but price your homes correctly, okay? And I mean this because the whole thing is that what separates a great realtor or agent from a terrible realtor or agent is going to be your performance, right? So how are you going to sell the house? Is it going to be by listening to the client? The client, for one thing here, okay? I don't mean to keep this long-winded like my videos usually are, but here's the thing, is that a client wants to sell a house for a specific number, okay? What I've said in so many other videos, and I'm going to say it here because it is ultra important, is this. If they want to sell the house for a specific price, go ahead and follow their direction. However, let them know this is part of setting proper expectations, everyone. If the house does not perform the right way within the first 7 days, you need to make sure that the agreement is there that you are going to decrease the price to what you see fit, to what you see would be a great performance for the property, okay? Because here's the thing, you guys. If a seller was going to sell the house on their own, they wouldn't be hiring you. But the fact that they're hiring you, they're seeing you as a professional, which means that you've got to give professional expectations and recommendations and advice, okay? So, seller's market, high demands. Right now, we have low inventory, but very high demands for buyers. So, this means that automatically, lots of houses are getting multiple bids. So, pro number 2, profit potential. Now, Southern California homes do often sell for a high premium, but this does maximize your return on the investment. Now, let's say if you're a realtor like myself, and a very stand-up realtor, if I might add, then what's going to happen is that if you're working with an investor like me, I work with investors most of the time, then what they're going to do is, yes, we do go in and we buy the houses for 60 to 70% of ARV. What is ARV, you ask? Well, I'll cover that in another video. So the big thing here is that the returns on the houses can be very large, sincerely. Let's say, for example, if you're going to buy yourself a $600,000 home, well, that same home, I can probably get you probably 300, maybe 400,000, and then you still have a very large upside as well. And let's say that once the house is fixed up a little bit, then you can maybe sell it for 100,000 more. So rather than 600, maybe 750. Now your profit margins just got heavier, so that's good. Pro number 3 is going to be staging opportunities. Okay, so the big thing right now is that at least like our climate today, like the actual temperature climate, has been able to cool down a bit. So the fact that we here in California, we are able to have year-round staging on the houses and open houses and whatnot. So the big fact here is that we don't have to worry about inclement weather. Okay, that's a huge deal. We don't have to, because it's not like Dallas and it's not like Phoenix. Like, let's say Phoenix, they got monsoon season, but let's say Dallas, where you just can never predict the weather. Here in California, Southern California, literally you can predict the weather all day long. So you can expect to have great open houses every single time you hold one. So pro number 4 is diverse buyer pool. So here in California, as you can imagine, we've got very large amounts of cultures here, right? So this makes for a very creative buyer pool. So the fact is that you can have billionaires come in to buy the home as an investment property. You can have your regular engineers come in here and buy their second rental property. You can have aerospace engineers, entertainers, all that. Like literally the entertainment spot, the aerospace engineering spot, my God, the tech spots, like everything is here in California. So, you're going to get that diverse buyer pool, bottom line, which is really good. Now, pro number 5 is going to be access to real estate professionals. Okay. Now, here in California, I will say that, and I'm very happy to say this, is that I just so happen to fall in the 1% of realtors nationwide. Okay, I said that correct, and you heard it correct. I fall into the top 1% of realtors nationwide. Okay, so that's what you're going to get here a lot of the time in California, is the people, not, I wouldn't say a lot of the time, but you will get those people that are your top 1%ers. This means, by the way, that these top 1%ers, this is all that we do. Okay? This is all we do. Live, eat, breathe, sleep, stress, real estate. Okay? Real estate is already so unpredictable, it's insane. Okay? So the fact is that whenever you are looking for a realtor or a real estate agent to sell your property with, make sure that this is their full-time deal. Okay, you've got to make sure about that, because if it's not their full-time gig, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. And this is not me talking down to any other of my colleagues out there. Any of you that are watching this video, I'm not throwing shade. The fact is that if someone like me is coming in and this is all I do on a daily basis, more than likely, I'm going to have more knowledge than your typical realtor or agent out there. That's a big deal, especially for sellers. For you sellers, that's a huge deal. So anyways, I digress. Cons now. 5 cons. Number 1, market fluctuations, okay? So most of the time it is a seller's market, but as we all know, real estate is one of those things that, we just have no idea. We don't have a crystal ball. So conditions can definitely change, which could affect the sale of the property, but that's something that is an unknown to almost everyone. So con number 2 is going to be competition. Now, right now, there's not many sellers because of the interest rates, right? So right now, low inventory is so low. But in a market, let's say 2021 and 2022, the market was crazy. You're having to compete with people that are in a nearby neighborhood and all that. So your competition was super high. So whenever I tell y'all that it's so crucial to price the home competitively, I mean it. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot put your house, if you want it to sell, that is, you cannot price your house. Let's say, for example, 600,000 your house is worth. You can't be putting it in for 800,000. It makes no sense. You're just going to scare people away, and you're going to sit there and wonder, hey, why isn't my realtor doing anything? Oh, hey, it's not the fact that we're not doing anything. We just told you that the price of the house is too high and you don't listen to us. You see, bottom line, how it goes. So con number 3 is closing costs. Now, as a seller, you need to be aware of these things, okay? So whenever a realtor or an agent comes up to you and says, hey, Sarah, I want to sell your house. Well, then the first thing Sarah needs to say is, okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and hire you, Dominic. So let's go ahead and get this listing agreement going. Well, before that's even done, that Dominic needs to go ahead and give Sarah the seller net proceeds sheet, okay? So this really should be done. So this is what I do whenever I go to listing appointments, okay? I usually try to book it out, let's say like 2 days in advance. So I'll call them that first day, and then I'll book it out within that 2-day period. I'll get with the escrow company that I really enjoy, which is Escrow 321. Shout out to y'all. So I like Escrow 321. So I'll contact I'll contact Kristen Gable over there and say, hey, can you get me a seller net proceeds sheet based on this address? And if there's an HOA, you got to list the HOA in there. If there's like all these other things, you got to list it in there, okay? Along with the property owner and all that. So the escrow officer will get you that seller net proceeds sheet, so you can now look really professional and say, hello, Sarah, here you go. Here's your seller net proceeds sheet. This is your entire breakdown, and this is going to be your net of what you're going to take home after everything is said and done. So this seller net proceeds sheet includes the commission, all closing costs, any HOA fees, all of that it includes. So the seller can really truly understand what it is that they're going to walk away with after paying you, the listing agent. So that's con number 3. Con number 4 is going to be maintenance costs, okay? Now, whenever you go into selling your home here in California, it's a big deal because when you sell the home, there's a few things here, okay? And I don't mean to be long-winded, but it is what it is. So number 1 is going to be, you have to figure out how you're going to sell it. Do you want to sell it all fixed up to get the maximum return from the house? Or do you care about anything at all and you just want to leave because you may have 8 other properties on hand? Well, if that's the case, then sell it as is, but you're probably, depending on the market that is, you may or may not get fair market value for the home. So if there's a lot of things that need to be done, like flooring needs to be redone, kitchen needs to be remodeled, bathroom needs to be remodeled, just paint needs to be done, there's holes in the walls, like that's a lot, that's a project, right? So you're probably not going to get fair market value for the house. You're probably going to get it a little bit under because the house needs so much work. Now, I've gone through so many deals that sellers really want to get fair market value for the house, even though the house is literally not worth it. It's a fixer-upper, it's a cosmetic fixer-upper, and that's something that you need to take in very, very heavily because these are big deals, okay? Now, let's say that you are the type that you want to get fair market value or more for the house. Then yes, go ahead and invest the money into it. Now, once again, this does depend on the climate that we're in because, there's a lot of people that are going to come in and lowball you for the house. Bottom line, because why? It's a project. It's a fixer-upper. It needs a lot of repairs. That's the thing. But if you're looking for the end buyer, and you also have to make sure that your house is going to be allowed for certain loans as well. So whenever you hire your agent or realtor, you need to make sure that they are guiding you on, hey, will my house accept a conventional loan? Will we be able to accept an FHA? Will we be able to accept whatever? Like, you need to go into these things, okay? So as a seller, again, keep all these things in mind. So con number 5 is going to be complexities legally. Okay. So if you're going to be selling the home on your own, you need to understand what is going to be required of you. So, and if you're not going to sell your home on your own, then you need to go ahead and hire a professional like myself that can get that job done. So today has been, once again, the 5 pros and cons of selling your home here in Southern California. Everyone, I really hope that y'all appreciated this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, so you don't miss out on any more videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also, if you want to hear of a specific topic or video, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear the feedback. But anyways, with that said, peace!